TIFU by accidentally convincing my entire office that I was a secret millionaire. This happened about 6 months ago, but people at work still bring it up whenever someone mentions money. For some background, I'm 27, work in a pretty normal office, and I'm about as average as a person can get. I rent a tiny apartment, drive a car that makes strange noises every time it rains, and my bank account has two moods: payday and why did I buy coffee? Nothing about me says rich. That's important. Every Friday our office orders lunch, and everyone takes turns paying before getting reimbursed later. Usually it's no big deal. On this particular Friday, our receptionist was collecting everyone's orders. Just as she reached my desk, my phone buzzed. It was my bank app. The notification simply said, "Deposit received, $248,000. My heart nearly stopped. I stared at the screen. 248,000. I immediately assumed the bank had made some unbelievable mistake. Before I could even think, my coworker Dave looked over my shoulder. His eyes got huge. "Dude." I quickly locked my phone. Too late. He had already seen the number. "What was that?" I laughed nervously. "Oh, nothing." Apparently nothing is exactly what a millionaire says. Within 10 minutes, everyone in the office was acting different. People who had ignored me for 2 years suddenly wanted to know how my weekend was going. Someone offered to buy me coffee. Dave asked if I had investment advice. I had no idea what was happening until another coworker whispered, "So, lottery." Lottery? Then it clicked. Dave had absolutely told everyone. I tried correcting him. "It wasn't what you think." He nodded knowingly. "I get it." "No, seriously." He leaned closer. "My lips are sealed." They were not sealed. By lunchtime, half the office believed I'd inherited millions. The other half believed I'd secretly sold a tech startup. Neither group had any evidence. But that never stops office gossip. Then things got weirder. Our manager invited me into his office. He closed the door, sat down, folded his hands. "So, congratulations." "For what?" "Whatever happened." "I honestly don't know what you're talking about." He smiled. "I understand you don't want to discuss your finances." "I really don't know what you're talking about." He actually winked. I've never hated a wink more. When I left his office, people started asking questions that made absolutely no sense. "So, are you retiring?" "No." "Buying a yacht?" "No." "Can I have your parking space?" "What?" Then someone suggested we all go out for expensive steaks because, and I quote, "our rich friend can finally experience luxury." I reminded everyone that reimbursements for lunch took 3 weeks. Does that sound like millionaire behavior? Apparently not. Now here's the part that made everything worse. After work, I called the bank. Turns out, the deposit wasn't mine. It was a pending transaction that had been incorrectly displayed because of a temporary app glitch affecting several customers. Fantastic. Problem solved, right? Wronged. The rumor had already evolved. By Monday morning, I wasn't just rich anymore. According to office mythology, I owned 3 houses, had 2 sports cars, was dating a celebrity, and apparently flew to Switzerland every other month. I've never even been to Canada. Every attempt to explain the truth somehow made things worse. It was a banking error. People smiled politely. Sure it was. I can literally show you my account. Nah, protect your privacy. I'm broke. Very humble. One coworker actually asked if I had to pretend to be poor for tax reasons. I wish I were making this up. Then came the company charity fundraiser. Our HR department announced voluntary donations. The suggested amount was $20. Someone loudly said, Maybe our millionaire friend can match everyone's donations. Every head turned toward me. I laughed. Nobody else laughed. They were serious. I donated $20. Exactly 20. The room got awkward. Someone whispered, "I guess that's how rich people stay rich." You cannot win. The next week we had Secret Santa signups. Normally the spending limit is $25. Someone raised their hand. Maybe this year we should increase the budget. Everyone looked at me again. I felt like an unwilling sponsor of the Olympics. Months passed. The rumors slowly became office folklore. New employees would hear about the Millionaire. Then they'd meet me eating instant noodles at my desk because I forgot to grocery shop. The confusion on their faces was priceless. Then one day everything finally came crashing down. The office parking lot flooded after a storm. My ancient car refused to start. I spent 20 minutes trying everything. Nothing. Eventually everyone left. Except Dave. The same Dave who had started the entire rumor. He walked over. "Need help?" I sighed. "Yeah." He looked around. "No driver today." "What driver?" "You know. Your driver." I stared at him. "I drive this." I pointed at my rusty little hatchback. The passenger side door had to be opened from the inside. The bumper was held together with zip ties. The windshield had a crack shaped exactly like Florida. Dave looked genuinely confused. "I thought this was, like, your backup car." I burst out laughing. For 5 solid minutes. Then I showed him my banking app. My actual balance. Let's just say it was significantly less than $248,000. He blinked. "So, you're actually broke." "Very. You've been eating instant noodles because you like them." "No." He covered his face. "Oh no." The next morning he stood up during the office meeting. "I owe everyone an apology." He explained the whole story. The banking glitch. The misunderstanding. Everything. Silence. Finally someone said, "So, no yacht? No yacht? No mansion? No. No celebrity girlfriend? No." One coworker actually looked disappointed. Then everyone started laughing. For the next week my desk was decorated with fake dollar signs, Monopoly money, and toy sports cars. Someone printed a Forbes magazine cover with my face photoshopped onto it. Another person labeled my desk chair Executive Billionaire Edition. The manager gave me a coffee mug that says, "Financial Guru." Ironically, it's the nicest mug I've ever owned. The funniest part? A month later, the company announced raises. Mine was exactly 2%. Dave looked at me and said, "Guess you'll survive." I replied, "Only if my imaginary fortune starts earning imaginary interest." The entire office laughed. Now every time there's any banking issue, someone asks, "Hey, did you accidentally become rich again?" And every payday, Dave sends me a screenshot of his bank balance with the caption, "Still not a millionaire." At least the rumor finally died. Mostly. Last week, a delivery driver walked into the office and asked, "Who's the rich guy everyone keeps talking about?" Without missing a beat, the entire office pointed at me. Some legends never disappear.